Hey, what's going on? We are back again. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning into this live. We're about to bring in the card professor. Feel free to drop any questions in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and bring him in here. Yo, what's going on, man? How you doing? It's been a while. How are you doing, man? Whoa, wait, can you hear me? You're kidding me.
Yeah, okay. I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here. And thanks for putting up with me.
Right on. What's new, man? What's new in your world?
There was a sizable card show this past weekend.
Nice.
And baby is pooing and eating, so we're happy.
That's good. That is good.
Sleep was a little off today, so we're hoping he sleeps good tonight. So yeah. What about you? How about you?
Man, so let's see. Recently, I took a trip to Portland. I put a vlog video out there. I don't know if you had a chance to check that out, but hooked up with my friend Elliot. We went to a couple shops. It was fun, man. It was a good time. I was really up there for a business trip, but try to make the most of it in regards to the hobby. So it was a good time.
I'm glad you made it back safe.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Definitely. All right, so why don't we get this started off with some recent pickups? I got my stack here, and we're just gonna go through it.
You first.
All right. So first we got a Jordan Poole here. Is it clear? How's it looking? Clear?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Jordan Poole rookie. No, this is in no particular order. We got a select here, Kevin Durant with OKC jersey.
What year is that? Does it show on the back? I feel like it might show on the back. Or
you want to take a guess?
2014?
Yeah, boom. 2014, 2015. Good guess. You nailed it. All right, here we go. We got another KD here. Make sure that's in the view here. Prism. Want to guess the year on this one?
2013.
Boom again. 2013. Man, it's like you know something. It's like you've been doing this for a while.
Well, I think that's one where I'm chasing the run on a couple of players.
Nice. So what's a run for anybody who might not know what that is?
So the run is where you went all years of a certain player in the set. For example, Prism has been out since 2012, and Select has been out since 2012. So if you want the run, so I was chasing the Curry run. I wanted a Prism Curry from every year. Now, granted, there's some other inserts. There's like one of Dominance. There's one of, in the current year, it's called Prismatic. That one's dope. But those are inserts. So those aren't like the base cards. So I was chasing the Curry Prism run. So I've seen one from every year. Although in the 2020 set, there were two Currys. There was the base one and then the flashback. So the run. That's how I know it, because I'm chasing the run.
Nice. That's cool. All right. So let me keep it going here. I got a few more cards to show off here. Maybe more than a few. Let's go. We got another Jordan Poole, Donruss rookie here. Got an Ingram Revolution. I really like these cards. I like these design. Definitely like the design of these. So there you go.
We got Pops in the building. What's up, Pops?
Oh, Pops joined us? I didn't even see. Hey, Pops, how you doing? I'm in the full screen, so I'm not looking at chat. So hopefully you're doing good. Thanks for joining. Big Pops. All right, next card. You ready for the next card?
Yep.
All right. Zach LaVine Obsidian. Got this right here.
What's the thought process behind that? I'm curious.
Honestly, to be just honest, is I like Zach LaVine and I like this card.
All right.
You know? This is
color match.
And I like the color. I like the design. This is my first Obsidian card that I've ever owned. So there it is. All right, we got a Giannis right here, Prism, 2016, 2017. Another Zach LaVine, got a Mystique here. Little clear action here
Do
on
you
the
like Zach
illusion.
LaVine because he went to UCLA?
I just know he's a baller.
All right.
I just remember him back in those old days when he was winning the dunk contest and all that. You know what I'm saying? All right, so here we go. We got Kobe with the Prism,
Hey.
2013. And last but not least, we got Kobe with the Sparkle, 2018, 2019.
Let me see that one. All right, I sees it.
So there it is. There it is. Those are my recent pickups. So you gonna show us some stuff?
Yes, sir. So I got I also joined the pool party. I want to shout out Buy Bids for hooking me up. Actually, he was looking. I got in a trade. He wanted my Simons, my Anthony Simons, and I didn't want to move it, but he asked me, so I was just like, all right, fine. I will move it just for you. So I got this as part of the deal. A pool party. We're both me and you, whether it's the same pool party or not, we're jumping in the pool party.
Right.
And I got this guy. Yeah.
Zion.
Excited about him. Yep. He's
All
looking
right.
slim. He's looking healthy. He's doing dunks in front of the kids, like through the legs dunks in front of the kids. Zion's for the kids. So there's that one, and then lastly, I got this one.
Whoa, kaboom action.
Kaboom of Trey Lance. It is
Nice.
Trey area season. It is Trey area. So quick side note, I think the Niners still need to make sure that Jimmy G's taken care of. He did turn around the franchise, yeah. It's just like Rams got to make sure they take care of Matt Stafford because he turned around the franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So anyways, make sure you take care of Jimmy G. Otherwise, it's going to be bad karma. That's what happened when messed with Colin Kaepernick's contract. Anyways, this kaboom right here.
That's a nice
it is
one.
Trey area. Actually traded away on Saturday at a show, and I got it back on Sunday from the same guy. So
Nice. All right, cool, man. Thanks for showing us your pickups. I really like that kaboom. All right, so the next thing that we want to go ahead and chat about is we want to kind of get your take, and we can kind of share our perspective on the current state of the hobby. Obviously, if you are on social media, you can just get all kinds of different information. But I want to see what you think. You've been at shows. I haven't been at a show in a while, but why don't you, if you want to share your thoughts on it, go for it.
So, I guess once Omicron started, so I really want to go back to last November, and I know that had an impact on the stock market. And I remember one of my homies, he's the one who said, I remember that day. It was right after Thanksgiving. I remember that day, and I'm never going to forget it because a lot of his stuff started like falling in the stock market. I was like, oh, that's a day that'll live in infamy for you. Okay, cool. And he says that the stock market has been on a decline since then. And I would say maybe around early June, I started kind of maybe having some concern about the overall economy. And I would say Rahul over at AIH Sports, he had mentioned maybe at some point in either mid-June, late June, or early July that the sentiment of investors was like really low. And it was, he had mentioned like, when the sentiment was either low, really low, or at an all-time, I can't remember what he said, but in particular, like people are just kind of worried, like, oh, we're about to be in a recession.
Right.
And the recession is like 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, or I mean, there's a technical term for that. And then that what ends up happening is that scares the pants off of everybody. Like, oh my God, we're in a recession. So, I'm be honest with you, I started getting scared about that too. So I just want, full disclosure. So, I was a little scared about that, and I consume a ton of sports cars content, and I started hearing more and more. Maybe probably when did that start? Maybe probably around March. I started hearing more and more content about, oh, the market, the sports cards market is not doing well. So I was always hearing someone say it, but I heard more and more people saying it from March on, and so now I guess I'm starting to get scared. But then I would also hear people like, "Oh, you got to be optimistic about the market. You got to be." I mean, we're still up since 2019 anyway. It's if we remove the big spike, it looks like a healthy growth. And so, but I wasn't in 2019. I got in there in a pandemic and during some peak times. Okay. So with all that said, um, I recently saw a slab stocks video that says, "Is the market bouncing back?" And they showed a few examples of cars that are bouncing back, but they prefaced it by saying, "Not all cars are bouncing back." Okay, fine, good, right? I will add an interesting conversation I had with the homie Cardboard Commission. So we were also at the same show this past weekend.
Okay.
And he's like, nobody wanted to sell. Like nobody wanted cash. Because he's ready to cash people out. And I responded to him. I was like, hey, I think people would rather have value than cash. So his response to that was, wait. Do you know what I mean by people would rather have value than cash?
I mean, I can take a guess. I mean, like high value cards or
No,
a
meaning like,
valuable
okay,
item?
like you got $100 card and someone's gonna offer you $80. And you're like, I'd rather get $100 in value, whether it's trade or cash and trade.
Got it. Okay.
So you would give me two $50 cards, or a combination cards get me to 100.
Got it.
Okay. Like people would rather have value instead of cash. And he but cash is king. Apparently not, right? And so Sean's response was, well, that means the market's healthy because people are willing to hold. They're not thirsty, or not thirsty isn't the right word. They don't need the money that bad, like to pay for bills. And so he said that indicates. Oh, did he say healthy market? He said market is strong. I think that was more the case.
Got it.
So I would, I want to give a shout out to, I don't want to use the word positive, but I want to use the word optimistic, and that's the word that Brian at Cajun Cardboard from the great state of Louisiana.
Nice.
He says optimism. That's the word that he uses, meaning like he's optimistic for the sports cards in the long run, and I guess I am too. Like I'm optimistic, at least in certain players in the short run, and certain players in the long run. So, excuse me. Yeah, like this, not this time last year, like last March 2021, May 2021. People saying you got to invest in the goats, and the goats just kept going down, even probably until like maybe they're starting to flatten out now. And then that like sucks out a lot of optimism from people if you bought the goats then.
Right.
So I would say in terms of the state of the hobby, I can't tell, but I'm also I can't put all my money in in chips in all my eggs in one bucket. But I'm optimistic. I think that's how I feel about it.
Got it. Yeah. So, all right, let me ask you a question. You were at a show this weekend recently. What was the volume like as far as amount of people compared to other shows? Just curious.
Well, I mean, it was great foot traffic. It was
Yeah.
it was a sizable show. It was a medium plus show, medium to large show, 70 tables. It was good foot traffic. There was free parking. There was an entrance fee, a small entrance fee.
Yeah.
Free parking, and a lot of free parking. Sometimes if you're in the heart of the city, ain't no parking, and if there's parking, it costs money, right? So there was great foot traffic, but then I got a lot of deals done across dealers, like from dealer to dealer.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So my inventory not a full turnover, but I got some turnover. And to me, it was good. I hear several people locally, but I also hear on YouTube that if you're a dealer and you're priced reasonably, then your stuff's gonna move.
Hmm.
And if you're willing to negotiate, your stuff's gonna move, and you're gonna have a pleasant experience. But if you're overpriced and you're non-negotiable, or you're too stiff and not firm, and
Yeah,
you are too firm and you're not flexible, then you're not gonna have any movement. You probably won't have any activity at your table, and so as a result, you might not have a good experience as a dealer. So
got
I
it.
can speak for myself, and I can speak for some other people that I regularly work with. Is like, yeah, it's a good time, and some people are just happy to get out of the house. It's just like, okay, yeah. Like for me, I don't really kick it with my homies anymore because I'd rather go to a card show.
Nice, nice. That's funny. So you made a comment about if you're a dealer and your cards are priced reasonably. Can you like what is reasonable? Like how do you define that nowadays?
So there's current market value,
Okay.
and a lot of people in the sports cards hobby will use eBay sales as a gauge of current market value.
Right.
Here, for example, this is a Joe Burrow Prism base PSA 10 rookie,
Nice.
and people will look at what it sold for on eBay, and you'll see like a range of values from, I don't know, 250 to 325. If you look at the, I don't know, last 10 sold.
Got
Now there's a lot of these cards, so you'll see a lot of sold items.
it. Hmm.
And you can be
Got
like,
it.
okay, current market value's got to be somewhere in between there. So if my sticker price is somewhere in between there, but on the middle end, then that would be considered reasonable. If it's on the higher end, if it's on the higher end of that range, I guess it would still be reasonable. But then if it's like 1.5 times that, if it, so what did I say, 250 to 375? If you had a sticker price of 450, people are gonna be like, hell nah. I know what that goes for. You're charging hella over.
Right.
So I would say that reasonable is kind of close, somewhere in the close vicinity ballpark of what it has been selling for, in particular on eBay.
Got
It's
it.
kind of like the price guide ish.
Got it. All right.
Back in the day,
Sounds
it was
good.
Beckett, right?
Say that again.
Back in the day, it was Beckett.
Exactly, Beckett. Yeah. So I mean, personally, I don't know. I think it really comes down to the individual as far as the state of the hobby. I think it really comes down to what are your goals, and what are you going to make of it. And I like the point that you made about being optimistic, because there can be always you're always going to find yourself in a situation where you can find the positives and the negatives, but I guess it kind of depends on what you're going to focus on. And I think that really applies to anything, to be honest. I didn't get a chance to go to the national, but from what I've seen, which was, I guess take it with a grain of salt because you see different perspectives, right? It looked like it was a busy show. It looks like they had a lot of foot traffic, a lot of content that I saw about it. So to me, that seems like an indicator that things are still strong, like you said. So, people had their opinions about the city and the location, but it still seems like it was overall a good show. That's what it seemed to me. So, now speaking of shows, I didn't get a chance to go to national. I know you didn't get a chance to go, but I am planning on going to the Burbank Card Show, which is coming up in a few weeks. So, were
Wait,
you
wait,
going to
wait,
be
wait. Before we transition to that, because that was actually a really smooth transition. I want to ask you your thoughts on the state of the, and I think you're 100% right about it depends on the individual, right? Based on
Yeah.
what their goals are. I mean, will you share with me and us some of your insights or thoughts on this state of the hobby based on you as a collector?
Well, for me as a collector, I think the state of the hobby is still strong. Also, it's because my goals are not, I'm not trying to like make a bunch of money right away. So if I'm able to find what I want, then to me the hobby is healthy. I talked to you before where I'm trying to put together some runs, right? Like you talked about, I want to try to put together some Kobe base Prism runs, Kobe base Select runs. Um, so for me, I feel like the hobby is still healthy, um, and I'm positive. I'm positive with it. I'm positive about it. I'm not trying to like sell all my stuff. Like I said, if my goal was to like make a lot of money really fast, then maybe I would be concerned. But I don't think that ever was really my goal, to be honest. So I don't know. That's kind of my take on it.
I love it. And here's the thing: if there's a like a more expensive card that you're chasing, guess what? It's more affordable now. And if the
Mm,
hobby market continues to go down, it'll be more affordable in the future.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Good point. Good point. So, um, all right.
Next,
So, hey, no
Burbank time.
problem. No problem. So, all right. So Burbank. Okay. So I know you know about that show coming up. Um, I'm not. I know you're in the Bay Area, so I don't know if you're going to be able to get a chance to go to that show. No. Okay. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer. But I'm going to be going to the show. I'm hoping that me and Pops are going to be able to roll out. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Don't be bummed out.
Oh, I am bummed out. I'm bummed out with love though. I love that you're going. I'm very happy for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was just going to share just some of my goals slash strategy, some of the things that I want to try to go for when I go to the show. And first off, I want to have fun. Whoa, no, but also I want to try to get a good amount of content, meaning footage, whether that's interacting with other dealers, connecting, building new relationships, um, and honestly just getting a chance to just enjoy the cards, because I know there's going to be a lot of people from out of the state, so I think there might be more opportunity to see maybe new stuff that I haven't seen, at other, in local shops or at other shows. So those are definitely some of the things that I'm looking forward to doing. I will take some of these cards, probably some of the ones that I showed, that I will attempt to trade for other cards, you know, probably not this one, probably not that one, but some of the other ones. And like I said, try to put some effort into building some of those sets or runs, like we called it, that I'm shooting for. And, I know earlier in the year I talked about trying to get some other like GOAT cards, maybe some autographs, but like a Kareem, maybe like a Larry Bird, because I don't have any of those. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that during the Burbank car show, but I'll definitely be looking. So definitely be looking out for those. So
That makes me think of two things. And so the first thing is, I think you're right about people coming in from out of town.
mm.
And this isn't a knock on Del Mar, the big Del Mar show that was a couple months ago. Oh, one of my lights went out.
Oh, it's all right.
Well, you got me like this now. There you go.
It's all good.
All right. So it's not a knock on them, but it's more of like that's just kind of just what happened. So the Del Mar show was like really, really, really big shows. I think it's like 400 tables plus, but it didn't attract people from across the country.
Mm.
And the Burbank show, this one is going to attract people from across the country. I hear a lot of people. I've heard people talk about it on YouTube. I see people talking about it on Instagram. Like the big Vegas show in October, there was one last year, and then there's going to be one again this year. That attracts people from across the country. So in
Mm.
terms of like West Coast shows that attract people from across the country, those are the two big ones. And so what that means is these people who are coming from, I don't know, New York, Texas, or Chicago, or wherever they're coming from, and they're going to have tables. Guess what? They're bringing out their Kobe Bryants because they know that Kobe is going to sell well.
Exactly.
I would also suppose that that's the stuff that you're going to be looking for is going to be in the bargain bins for you to thumb through and dig through. So possibly if you could get there early, then you can get some dibs on some of these things. Yeah.
Right. Right.
I will add that the 2012 Prism is the hardest to find and the most expensive.
Mm,
I mean, it's the most expensive because it's the hardest to find.
true.
Just want to put that out there. So that's the first thing you made me think of is people are coming from out of town and they're going to be bringing their Kobe. The second thing I want to mention is they got trade nights,
Mm,
and but anyone who's viewing should never sleep on a trade night. When I mean sleep on it, I mean like don't pawn it off, or I think you should include it in your plans.
mm,
So last year's national, or nationals, whatever you want to call it, I didn't plan in any trade nights, and I went to one trade night for like 30 minutes. I was like, oh man, I should have planned a trade. I should have planned going to a trade night instead of
mm,
planning the show, or I should have moved one of my allotted hours out of the show, or two allotted hours out of the show and into trade night.
mm.
So I would also throw that out there as a possibility for you as well to make some time for trade night. So if you could I don't know, if you're like, okay, I got 3 hours today, I might recommend 1.5 at the show and 1.5 at training, or something like that. I just want to put that out there as a meaning, like, don't forget about trade nights. Trade nights are amazing too.
Got it. Got it. Sounds good, man. Appreciate the information.
My man.
So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. And I've known about it for seems like a while now. So it's finally gonna be here. I know I wasn't able to get to national this year, but I'm definitely excited about being able to go to the Burbank card show. So
It's gonna
uh,
feel like a West Coast national.
I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our last item that we wanted to discuss. So we want to talk about, and since you, like we always say, you are the card professor, you got to drop some knowledge on us. And what that means is drop a lesson. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to you, and you can go ahead and drop some knowledge on us.
Okay, so this lesson is about prospecting. In on my Instagram, I do this thing called card lessons, and I've probably done 3 about prospecting.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna do one of those right now, and pretty much like the basis of prospecting is that it's very risky,
Hmm.
and that I would prospect and it wouldn't work out, and I'd get crushed, like emotionally crushed. I'm like, oh, this didn't work out, and so here, let me give you 2. I got the cards right here. Okay. First is this guy right here, Jacob Eason. And this is a field level silver.
Nice. Okay.
Field level has this little football looking design. Also,
I always thought it kind of looked like an eyeball.
Yes, exactly. If you look back here, wait, where is it? There you go. It says field level up here. Wait, what does it say? It says field level up here.
Yeah.
Can you even see that?
It's hard to, it's kind of blurry, but
Come on, man. What's up with my camera?
I don't know. Where'd you get it from?
It's my laptop camera. Field
I can
level.
see it
Right
a
up
little bit
here,
better
right
now.
underneath the number. It says field level. Okay, look, there's a little eyeball football looking thing.
I believe you.
So last year at this time, I had bet on him getting a starting position because the Colts had Carson Wentz, and sure enough, Carson Wentz got injured. So I'd sold a bunch of these. I flipped it right when the news Carson Wentz got injured, and then Carson Wentz came back, and so I bought some more betting on Carson Wentz getting injured, but he didn't get injured, and so I am stuck with these. So I was stuck holding the bag on some prospects, and that's really the risk of prospecting. So
Right.
my fundamentals of selling the prospect were good, because once Carson Wentz got injured in the preseason, I sold a handful of these, but I bought some more thinking that I could. I was betting on the fact that Carson Wentz was going to get injured. Okay, so here's a second failed attempt was this guy. So this guy is Jordan Love, a
Okay.
first-round pick from last year's draft. And I was convinced Aaron Rodgers was going to either leave or demand to leave or something like that. That
Right.
some buzz about him leaving would have gotten some news about Rodgers potentially leaving would have given Jordan Love some buzz.
Right.
So he didn't. And in fact, he signed a 4-year deal. So the lesson here is prospecting is very risky. Okay. And expect high highs and low lows.
Got it.
So I actually had a sizable gamble on Jordan Love, and I'm holding. And, if he gets traded, then it's good. Then I can then he'll get the buzz again, and I might make my money back.
Right.
Same thing. Oh, here with Jacob Eason. So he was in he was signed by Seattle, and then once Russell Wilson got traded, Jacob Eason got a bump in value. But I was in Hawaii, and I didn't have my Easons to sell, so that's this is unfortunate timing. Yeah.
Right.
So the lesson here is prospecting is risky as heck. Expect low lows, expect high highs. Now the percentage of the percentage of getting on your what's the word? Getting it right on your prospects will vary by the person who buys them. But because I now expect low lows on prospecting, it sits easier with me if I don't make the right move, or if they don't pan out. It sits a lot easier with me. But before, it would crush me. So that's the lesson.
Got it. Not, I really appreciate you just sharing that because, I mean, even though it was not what you expected or what you wanted, you still learned something and you're helping other people, So I really appreciate that. So who's one guy? I know we're coming up on the NFL season. Who's one guy that you are looking forward to seeing, or maybe who you think might have a good year this year? Just anything that pops into your head.
I bought him.
Uh-oh.
Actually, no. It's sold. So
What?
I'm a believer in Justin Herbert.
Okay.
And I think shoring up the defense will always help. I'm a believer also in Jalen Hurts. Less so about his ability, but more so about his revamped offensive line. And so I will also add that Joe Burrow too. So I mean, I don't want to say you're as good as your offensive line, but if your offensive line is good, they can make you look really, really, really good. So
yeah, that's true.
I think about DeMarco Murray. He had monster years in Dallas, and then he goes to Tennessee, and then he has one pretty good year, and then he just falls off. But different offensive line, right? So those are kind of those are QBs that I kind of like. I also like Brandon Ayuk. I mean, I'm a local guy, so the reason why I say that is because the word has been since last season that he has better chemistry with the new starting quarterback of Trey Lance. So
Got it.
I do have. Oh, where is it? I got it right here. Okay, that's not it right there. All right, that's not it either. Here it is. I do have a Brandon Ayuk card.
Nice.
This is a National Treasures True Rookie Patch Auto or RPA.
Nice looking card.
99. Can you even see the 99?
Yeah, I can see it. It's right there.
Right
there.
So, I like this guy. If he's available in fantasy, you best believe I'm going to draft him. I'm not going to drop them too early, though. So I would say those are kind of like the guys that I like.
Nice. All right, man. Well,
What
that's
about
awesome.
you? Who you like?
Oh, in NFL? Well, I don't know, man. I'm not as big of a
Okay, got
NFL
it. All right.
guy as you, so I don't really want to say because I don't want to just be, fake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it.
So, man, once again, I just want to say thanks for taking the time to get on the live stream. I know it's been a while, so it's been awesome just to catch up and connect.
We
So,
got some questions in the chat, though. So
oh,
Pops said, who's the Colts starting quarterback this year? It's Matt Ryan. So the Colts had actually a decent team, made it to the playoffs. And Carson Wentz, now it's Matt Ryan.
got it. Okay, there it is. I didn't see the question. My bad. Sorry about that.
Yeah, take yourself off a full screen.
Exactly. All right.
And then there's another question about if so and so is going to play, and if he thinks it's the second to last. Yeah. He'd like to ask him, instead of professionals, professor. I don't think he'll ever play in the NFL again for political reasons. And I think the 49ers messed up his contract for political reasons, meaning like they got him to restructure his contract. They got him to agree to restructure his contract so that he could help out the team. And then, so once they nullified that old contract, they didn't give him a new contract. So the Niners got some negative energy, negative juju around them until they make that right. Not going to win the Super Bowl.
I see. Got it.
And that's me. I believe in that type of stuff. And I mean, even though I'm Buddhist, you don't have to be Buddhist for karma to happen to you. Am I right?
No, I hear you. No, it could happen to anybody, right?
Yes, sir.
For sure. All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Once again, I appreciate it. I just wish you nothing but the best. We're definitely gonna have to pick these back up as NFL picks up and NBA again. And let's just keep it going, man. Keep it going. See ya.